1832, it was the place of the holidays for the popes and cardinals, and then from 1532 up to 1861, we got out of the Vatican and took this place as a holiday in Rome, Castel Gandolfo. But before was here.
Oh, gotcha.
See that we are in the year of Jubilee. This is the cross, Holy Cross, that in 1300 the Pope Boniface VIII made the first Jubilee and was posted on the top of the same steps. So everybody that goes up to these steps, Scala Santa, we say, had to kiss this cross. So it's been kissed by popes, cardinals, big men, and even from kissed big men in the culture, Dante Alighieri.
Kissed by all. Do you come and kiss it too?
Yeah, I always do.
I better do that too.
Before I tell you of the opera, I wanted to tell you who done it and who brought it here. We had a big man, his name was Giovan Battista Simoncelli, born here in Boville, that from 1601 to 1621 has been the Camerlengo of the Pope Paolo V Borghese. And we were under the Vatican here in Boville, and when they pulled down the Basilica Costantiniana, the big Basilica Costantiniana, when they pulled it down to beginning the work on the new church, St. Peter's Square, all the heart was brought to the Vatican from that church. And the Pope Paolo V Borghese gave these operas to Simoncelli that he brought here in Boville, and this chapel he wanted to be called La Cappella Simoncelli. It's been a good one. Mm-hmm. And first of all, we speak about the opera of Giotto, that thanks to the Pope Boniface VIII in the 1298, he asked Giotto to make something beautiful and special for the church of Basilica Costantiniana, the one before the St. Peter's. And he made a big mosaic, 10 meters for 5 meters, means 50 meters of mosaico, where he represented the Lake of Tiberiade, where Jesus walked on the water, the boat of St. Peter's, di Simone, and a protection, this lake, he put two angels, one left and one right. The only piece saved in that case is our angel. It's the only piece all intact. So it means that we got something very special, because Giotto, after this mosaic on the 1300, didn't make any more mosaic. The only one was this. And he painted half Italy, Giotto. He's famous, very famous.
Yeah, very famous in Italy. And this was the
under
only one.
Under the angel, there's La Madonna col bambino, a lady with the child, done by a big artist that is a big one, a big art, big piece of art. But Saint Joseph, Saint Giuseppe, it wasn't there. They put it afterwards to show the family in the world. And even these two other apostles, Saint Peter and Saint Paul, they were always in the cathedral of Constantiniana of Rome, and they were made from a big artist, and so we got very good names in the things that I'm showing you.
So the last one.
That lady was made from Jacopo Sansovino.
Oh, okay.
These apostles from Andrea Bregno. And the paintings, they're all original, never touched again. And they were made in 1612, because the chapel has been made in 1612, and here represents when Lady Mary had the baby. When she was born, she was born. Over there, l'Assunzione al Cielo, that when she died and went up in the sky. Over there we got St. Francis and St. Lucy. Over there, St. Francisca, and the four evangelisti, St. Paul, St. Peter, St. Mark, and St. Luca. And we got even around the church of the Basilica of Constantiniana, even these two made from gesso and gold. And here represents when Our Lady, Saint Joseph, brought Jesus in the temple. He was a kid. And over there instead, when Jesus asked the people of the sacerdote, we call it, to begin his work for the life. We call it a sarcophago Paleo-Cristiano from 330 after Christ. And who ordered it to the artist who wanted two pieces of the Bible. Here, the three Hebrews that were put in the fornace alive from Cefalonia. Here instead we got the Nativity, the three kings, the Cheo, the Bue, l'Asinello, and Pastore, Jesus, a girl, and Our Lady Mary. That means it's the first nativity in the world.
Which was right here, it's the sign, yeah.
And we got il primo presepe al mondo. You know when you near Christmas you do the tree and then
The sign of Christ?
so
This?
yeah. And was only from 330 after the Christ was only found in 1941. All those years was underground.
In Boville.
In Boville.
Wow, 1941.
I think it's very. We arrived,
Sì. Grazie.
Visto l'angelo di giochi?
The church? Oh, yes. I thought. Grazie. Buongiorno. come stai?
Ancora stai in giro?
Yes, sì.
Biasini se n'è andato? Biasini?
Oh, yeah,
Alberto.
he helped. Yeah, Alberto
Okay.
helped me with the tour, and we got picture of.
Poi questo qua quanto lo fate rivedere?
I'm just walking around. Yeah,
Va bene,
yeah.
stati bene.
Sì.
Ciao,
Ciao, ciao, bene.
Ciao.
Oh, this is what I Oh, the one lady that has the dog. Yes. Ciao.